Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to the video. This is a paid request from Marv B. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for, it could be for a review, a re-review, a topic, a commentary, whatever the case may be, tier list, video game playthrough, whatever. But this is for a review of the 1989 film Snake Eater, which I had heard of this film for a long while. I think there's 3 or so movies in this franchise. Lorenzo Lamas is in the 3 of them. I haven't seen many Lorenzo Lamas stuff. I didn't watch his TV show Renegade. I saw Bad Blood. I remember liking that one. He was in a big role in that one with Don the Dragon Wilson I saw. I already forgot what the name was. It was that bad. But Lorenzo Lamas stars in this one, and I enjoy this at the end of the day. Now, I will admit, there's a part of me that wondered if this was a parody. Because there's some pretty goofy stuff in this. The action is not great, Sally. The fisticuffs very rough and very low budget looking. The fight scenes. You don't get big car chases or a lot of like big explosions or anything of the sort. So its budget does show. The action, some may feel, is quite lacking in this, and I can't blame them for it. Just compared to a lot of direct-to-video films, whether it be Drive with Martha Costas, Deadly Opera with Jeff Speakman, some of the PM Entertainment films like Zero Tolerance, or some of the Gary Daniels films, or Jeff Wenkoff films like Last Man Standing, Gary Daniels like Riot or Rage. The action in those definitely overwhelmed this movie. But what this movie does have is a goofy, fun charm to it that I did overall like, where there's enough of these little moments that were enjoyable that made me smile. And go, okay, I do like this movie. Because, like, Lorenzo Lamas' character is named Soldier. That's his name. Soldier. What a name, Soldier. And the opening, he's a former Marine, he's an undercover agent, and these 2 cops are outside listening to the wire he has on. They're waiting outside, he's inside. He's singing Kumbaya because he's bored. And then he's saying lines like he says who he is in third person. And sooner or later he's going to be found dead. Cause of death, excessive masturbation due to extreme boredom. I'm like, what the that's what he said? Okay. And the 2 cops outside are very goofy. Like, one is like a tin and candy store. Wait, where was he in? Oh, he was in this former Marine place, team. They call himself Snake Eater. What? That's what he's called? Huh. Like, the one cop's, like, being very broad in his performance. Like, oh, okay then. Oh, huh. And then the other cop is just more annoyed. And he has to pee in a cup, and a bum comes by. You got any change, sir? Here's some coffee. Gives the bum his cup of piss. And the bum thinks it's coffee, and he walks away. I mean, what a dickhead. He just gave this bum a cup of piss to drink. Think it's coffee. I'm like, what the hell is this movie? What the hell? So as it goes on, our undercover agent, this lady comes by for this deal, but she's like stripped to see if there's a wire. And he's like, okay, let's make this interesting. You strip too. So they each strip one after the other. You do some titties. So the movie knows his audience. We're 10 minutes in, we got some titties. Less than 10 minutes in. And she's like, I guess you're clean. Too bad. I like my men dirty. And the two cops, one cop is like, well, where did he hide the wire? What are they doing? And the other guy's like, well, he's not teaching her how to make... Are they really going to do it? Nah, he's teaching her how to make funny noises. I'm like, I sincerely thought, is this like a parody? But I was laughing. So I guess they have sex, and then as they're dressing up, I think they had sex. They're dressing up. Her cohorts come by, saying, we don't have the drugs. We just want the money. So okay, all right. Leads them over, hits a trap. It's a spike trap from the floor. The whole room spikes, and it gets through these guys' feet. I did like that. Granted, it's a lot of fucking spikes. I don't know how the hell he got this trap set up in this building. They have all these fucking spikes, but it looks cool. I like the idea. All these spikes shoot up like Indiana Jones trap. And then the girl tries to escape, and then she gets hit with a net. A lot more tame than the spike trap, I would say. A lot more tame. I'm saying, okay, I do get behind this movie. Crazy Home Alone type traps this guy can do. His name is Soldier. Back in the day, his coding was Snake Eater. Like Solid Snake. This is before that game. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I guess that is a real thing that back in the day that they were called Snake Eater. That's probably the only realistic thing in this movie. Now he says the line, because one of the cops get mad. Why'd you do this? I wanted to make sure they stick around. And like the cop is like, he gets all pissed off. Yeah, you're on suspension. Fine. And then the other guy's like, well, hey, I gotta ask you. I'm down to know, where did you hide the wire? So he looks at him, he slaps his ass. Oh. But then he leaves, and then he actually had the wire in his hair. He had like a fake piece of hair. But it just is actually smart. Like, if you look at the hair and then, okay, make it seem like my hair, but put the... I don't know if the hair would brush against the microphone moving around. So I don't know if that would really work. But I mean, I guess depending on how you work. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I would say I was entertained by this opening scene. I'm like, okay, I wonder where this is going. So then it cuts to the south. This group of people in this houseboat. We kind of find out later this is Lorenzo Lamas' soldier's parents and his sister. And these rednecks, and I'm talking about rednecks. I mean, more redneck than Deliverance, more redneck than the most redneck people I've seen in a movie in a long fucking time. They put the neck in rednecks. Jesus Christ. I mean, they take to the fridge. I swear one guy drinks ketchup. I don't know if it was. Saying like, this here's some dry pussy. Is that pig meat? Man, having that pig meat since we were with those other people from like Detroit or whatever. Are you from Detroit? Yeah, these pig feet, yeah. Holy shit. The main bad guy gives one of the most over-the-top redneck performances I've ever seen in my life. But it was kind of entertaining too. He went for it. Like, he kills the mom. Is like, you got some soup going on, huh? Oh, you sweating. You know, this soup needs some meat in it. And dumps her head in it. Then it cuts away and you see that the whole houseboat's on fire, but they've kidnapped the sister. And so Snake Eater, soldier, he's on suspension. He's going down south to see his family. He stops at this bar where this guy's being a dick. He's got a necklace full of teeth. I guess they're not ears like Sergeant Andrew Scott, but here there's teeth. Just I guess he gets in the fights, and the fights he wins, he pulls a tooth out of them as a reminder. So he tries to fight Lorenzo Lamas, and this is what I'm talking about, where the fighting is not anything well choreographed. It's very rough, very sloppy in the fights. Which I know Lorenzo Lamas has trained in martial artists. I don't know if it's just this is early stages and he would get better. But it's very sloppy hand-to-hand fighting. But like I said, it's more the... It's less the presentation of the movie that I liked. It's more of the personality of the movie that I like. It does have a goofy, fun, over-the-top personality that had enough of those moments that did make me... Like I say, if you're looking for wall-to-wall excellent action, this is not the movie for you. If you want, like I say, a goofball personality, this does have it. Because he fights the guy, he beats the guy, he takes the guy's thing and takes his tooth out. Here, for a souvenir. Then you have another guy, like, trying to do kung fu. He throws a bottle, the guy keeps punching it, right? He could move out of the way, or duck, but he decides to punch it, because it's more cooler that way. So he throws it up, and thankfully the guy's like, duh, looks up at the bottle. So he throws a second bottle at the guy's nuts. If it works, it works. Psych, nut, yeah, right in the nuts. And that's where a cop comes by and tells him your family's been killed. Granted, they don't know that it's just the parents and the sister's been taken. And at times they'll cut back to the rednecks. And pretty much when it cuts back to them, it's pretty much they have the sister holed up in this shack. Rednecks are being all deliverancy. There's a girl redneck that likes the head redneck, and she doesn't like this other girl being there. It's like, let me tell you something, Missy. Junior's my man. I'm like, be my guest. They made Hillbilly Jim look like Jacques Cousteau, for fuck's sake. And so, pretty much, Soldier has to look into what the hell happened. He talks to this guy who rented the boat, who, for a split second, I thought it was Dan Haggerty, Grizzly Adams, but it's not. More like his brother. Might as well be Dan Haggerty's brother. And the non-Dan Haggerty. There's these three rednecks there. Our lead guy's trying to ask him questions. And this one of them takes the pictures like, if I see her, God say, man, she's a nice piece of ass. Oh yeah, you're a nice piece of ass. And then licks the nice piece of ass. So he tries to fight him, but he gets his ass kicked. He beats him a little bit, but then he does get his ass kicked, and the boat owner's daughter helps out. So this is the owner. He drives a motorcycle, but he accidentally drives off the pier, but then his daughter comes out with a gun. Soldier has to recuperate. So then when he recuperates, he gets the boat. But then non-Dan Haggerty took his motorcycle, ripped it up, and put the motorcycle pieces on the boat. Now I thought, okay, this is going to result in some like fun action sequence where like he rode a motorcycle, but he's going to ride it like the boat. And he's using like a big action scene where he's riding the boat, but he's got the motorcycle things on his hands here, the handlebars, and maneuvering it. and it actually helps him outmaneuver. No, there's no big action scene. It's just he's driving it. There's a little thing. He flips over. The redneck guys laugh. They run home to laugh, cry to their big brother. Snake eater himself. He knows something's up, so he decides to put some traps in the woods. I don't remember why non-dad Dan Haggerty was out in the woods too. Because he did say he wanted to take care of it on his own. But I guess he just... Bad mistake, because the rednecks get there and they kill him. Which is a really weird scene because it's bear claws hitting him. And you hear bear noises. You absolutely hear bear noises. Hits his face, hits his back. But then the bear claws are here, and it pans up, and it's the guy and his buddies, his brothers. And it's the head redneck villain. I'm like, so why were there bear noises? There were actual bear noises, but it's just this guy with bear claws killing this old guy with bear claws. I don't know where there are actual bear noises, but okay, different way to kill a character. Bear claws. I haven't seen that many times. I'll tell you one thing, you definitely hate these guys. You want to see them get their comeuppance. I'll tell you that. I do wish this scene was a lot more of kind of like a Rambo scene where he put all these traps and I don't know, I mean, you just have a bunch of cannon fodder, so have like 3-4 of them get killed by a variety of traps. I probably have I don't know, let's say 7 of them, and then 4 of them get killed with bear traps, and then the 3 of them at the tide tell and get more of their brethren. But no, it's pretty much the bull owner's daughter arrives. Lorenzo Lamas like, oh shit, because you blew my cover. And there's this big bald guy that has her, and Lorenzo is trying to egg him on. Oh, you chitty chit baldy, huh? You think that would work? Come on. I'll put the gun away. Come on. See if you take me on your own. Don't be a chicken shit. You chicken shit? I love that in the distance, the older brother's like, don't listen, he's trying to fool you. Come on, chicken shit. So the guy does, and it's one of those traps kind of like Vietnam where the spike goes phew. But sadly, the way the camera is, you don't see a lot of it. You see you pop up, and you see you go, and then you see like from far away from behind. But I wish there was a shot where like there's the body, and you see the trap go like that. Like maybe have a, like do you have a dummy, and it goes like this, so that the spikes go through the dummy. You put some blood on there, so like it goes. So you see it impaled, and I see more of a front of him, his arms over. I don't know. I thought there was a better way to shoot that. I like the idea of the spike trap. I think it could have been shot better though. Also, at times the director has a tendency to, he'll have the camera, and someone walks to the camera, and like their crotch will kind of cover the camera, like this. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to show you my crotch. But imagine this like snake eater's belt. It'll walk towards camera, and it'll get to like right here, and then it'll cut away. It does like 2 or 3 times. Or just someone like kind of walks to the camera, and kind of like this close, and then it cuts away. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to look up this director, what else he's done. I do enjoy the film, but I think this guy, with a better director, I think this could have been improved a bit. George Erschbamer? I love how it says here, he's a director and writer known for First Blood, Rocky IV. I'm like, he didn't direct those. What was he on those movies? Double check. He was a special effects assistant on First Blood. Special effects man on Runaway. Special effects coordinator Vancouver in Rocky 4. I don't know what special effects are in Rocky 4, but okay. So he's a special effects supervisor. As a director, he did State Eater 2, State Eater 3, Final Round, Hardball, Aliens in the Wild Wild West, The New Addams Family, that lasted a year. Oh, Bounty Hunters 2. That's Hardball with Michael Dudikoff. Which I remember not minding that one. Some TV series. Well, I mean, this was the first film he directed. He did one episode of Airwolf, and this was the first film he directed, so. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, this director, I don't know if he just... Well, I don't think he was the right guy for the job, because that's probably the worst part of it, is the direction, the way the action scenes are handled. Again, some weird shots. Like the spike trap, I think that could have been shot better. Why is it that you have people walk towards the camera and you get to this close and they, like 2-3 times? But that's what I mean. Like, despite the things I'm nitpicking about it, which is probably why I did some 4.5 on IMDb, I still liked it because I said I like Lorenzo Lamas. I think he had a good handle for the material he was given. He has a little bit of a sense of humor. He was natural in this leading man, this type of low budget effort. Like I said, the villains are so over the top redneck that it just is kind of funny to watch and see them get their comeuppance. The best trap Sally's the first one with the spikes, but there's other traps in there. I wish we could have seen more. There's a trap that he puts on a boat where someone is commandeers a boat, they're driving away, but there's something tied behind it where he's something sizzling, it goes down and it blows up the boat. That was a nice moment. I like that. That's a little bit of an explosion there. And there's little moments that pop up that I've just never seen before. Again, the whole opening section. I haven't seen that done in too many movies with how that all came about. Or when they get caught, him and the boat owner's daughter, they're tied up in sleeping bags from trees. Like, they're in sleeping bags and they're tied up to the trees, and I guess the rednecks are going to leave them there for the bears, I guess? Which I thought was weird. That you didn't just kill them or something. Or you just burn them. I thought, okay, they're going to try to burn them because they burned the houseboat. No, they just had them tied up in sleeping bags up front, standing up, but in a sleeping bag. That was so weird. Just for one of them to come back and, I'm going to have fun with this girl. And so Lorenzo swings and hits the guy. That's a weird scene, though. Like, why would you leave them tied up in sleeping bags? I didn't understand that, but okay. But yeah, they get rid of that guy. They make a trap on a boat, so they come to check to see that one guy's dead. They get in a boat, another guy gets blown up with that trap I told you. Snake Eater gears up like Commando. There's a Snake Eater t-shirt he puts on, which I didn't know they did t-shirts with Snake Eater on it. And he has like a do-rag. And he goes to the redneck camp, and the first thing that happens, he steps on a bear trap. Like all this gearing up. Imagine Commando. The first thing that he gears up and he's like, puts his gun, walks off, and the first thing he does, he, I don't know, trips and falls, or he gets noticed and wounded and shot in the arm, or he turns, someone smacks him in the knee. Ow! No, it said he goes and boom, his foot right in a bear trap. And then his sister has to save him from the redneck bitch. Junior told me to kill strangers. And then the sister stabs her in the back. I'm like, come on, dude. The first time you come in after gearing up your bass, your sis has to save you, man. But I guess you say, hey, that's different. I didn't expect it. So, there you go. I didn't expect it. Now, you do get a shootout. Sadly, there's not a lot of people here. There's about 4 people, 4 bad guys left. He has a machine gun. Pretty much him and the sister are trapped in the shack, hiding behind some. They hide behind something. I forget what it was. And when they open the door, he shoots them. Some nice blood squibs. Shoots about 2 of them. Again, even this movie could afford blood squibs. But multi-million-dollar movies today can't. You know, go figure. And yes, there's some people that don't know what a squib is. So to explain, the little explosive packets that when they blow up this way to simulate you've been shot, which makes it look much more violent and look much more real compared to crap CGI. And yes, I've had multiple people ask me what a squib is, so that's why I have to explain it. Because they don't use it anymore. So there are younger people that don't know what it is because they never use it anymore and no one ever talks about it anymore. So how would they know? Sally. There's a guy coming after him with a tractor, and he's able to shoot him with a shotgun, but then he gets wounded. He has a bit of a fight with the bad guy, which is very sloppy. Kind of, some knees, punches to the gut, maybe throw over the shoulder. The tractor's going towards them. You think he's going to be the hero. He switches, puts the bad guy's face. Of course, you don't see anything, Sally. You don't see any gore or anything. You get the idea. Now, his sister is saved. The boat owner's daughter comes by to get him out of there. You think, okay, it's going to be credits. Okay, then I'll walk off, credits. No. There's more. Not many action films end like this, where the bad guy's dead, the girlfriend or the sister or someone else is saved, whoever it could be, and the movie keeps going for like 5 minutes, where he's back undercover, and there's this guy who's an arsonist, and he gets the guy who's pretending to be a butt exterminator. And he's like, well, no, I'm just a butt exterminator. Like, oh, and this stuff isn't flammable? No, of course not. Okay. So he has the guy tied up, and he takes the blood fluid, puts it in a condom. Well, you pervert? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm funny. Puts the condom with the blood fluid, puts a candle underneath, has a swing. He's like, well, I mean, if you're right, this isn't going to do anything. But if you really are who I think you are, you're going to have a lot of fun burning. But I mean, I'm not going to be here. I mean, I'm a cop, but I got to do some cop things. I can't deal with exterminators. So the guy admits, no, I am who I am. And the same 2 goofy cops are outside for this undercover. We got a clean collar. We got a clean collar. We got a clean collar. And that's how the movie ends. I'm like, that's so weird. But at the same time, I did enjoy the scene, so I gotta say it was a positive. It's just again, usually, hey, it's like the monster movie. The monster's dead, the movie's over. That's what Roger Corman would say. Roger Corman would say, when the monster's dead, the movie's over. When the bad guy's dead, you walk off to the sunset, the movie's over. No, it's here's the scene. Granted, that's probably the first and last scene are probably my favorite scenes in the movie, just because like that's captures Lorenzo Lamas, the character's personality, and him using kind of these little traps and stuff. So I guess they hit something on that. And as for me, there's enough of these little moments that have this charm to it. I just see why this probably got a trilogy of movies because of that. And the name is Tetchy Snake Eater. And there's some B movie charm to it. Like I said, the action is lacking. There's a lot of ways to have that be better. The director is very rough around the edges. But I did like the charm that it had, so I had fun with it. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.